Congress is getting ready to vote on a brand new 1,500-page spending bill. They have to read it and vote on it by Friday. DOJ hates it. Here's Elon Musk just moments ago. He posted this on X and he says, any member of the House or Senate that votes for this outrageous spending bill deserves to be voted out of office. Let's ask Florida Congressman Greg Steube, who is a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, for a reaction. Congressman Steube, great to see you this afternoon. Let's get your thoughts. What do you think about Elon Musk's post about getting voted out of office if you vote for the CR bill? And also, how will you vote on the CR bill?
I couldn't agree with him more. I've never voted for a CR. I'm not going to start today. 43 days ago, the American people gave us a mandate. They gave us the United States Senate. They gave us the House majority again in the House. And they gave Donald Trump the presidency. Why in the world, days before we swear in on January 3rd, are we going to work with all the Democrats to pass all of this pork? I mean, we're doing things like health care. We're giving a stadium away. We're doing all of these things completely unrelated to funding the government, and we're funding the government at Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi spending levels. Why would we do that? It goes against everything that we just got a mandate from the American people to do. The American people want us to cut spending, reduce the debt, and reduce the deficits.
Yeah. Congressman, many people agree with you, and they would say, play the game of chicken. Even if there's a shutdown, we'll wait till Donald Trump comes into office, and we'll figure this out. But the reality of a government shutdown is a little bit more difficult to digest. Ultimately, why isn't there a way to pass a CR that cuts some of the pork?
Well, I don't agree with that. I would shut the government down today. I'd have shut it down a year ago. We have a speaker who a year ago told us CRs are not the way to govern. He committed to the conference that we weren't going to govern through CRs anymore. And 4 CRs later, here we are eating another CR as a conference. So I mean, especially right now. So if the government shuts down on December 17th, it's during the holidays. 2 weeks later, January 3rd, you have a Republican Senate and a Republican House. You can pass Limit, Save, Grow that every Republican in this conference voted for, that cuts spending, that goes after some of the waste, fraud, and abuse. Do that for a year to give the appropriators time to do a conservative budget. I don't know. I don't understand why we're not looking at those type of things. I'm not afraid of a government shutdown. I don't think the Republicans should be, and the Democrats know that our leadership is afraid of a shutdown, which is why they stick us with all these Democratic issues that are in this bill.
But just real quick, then, what's Johnson's agenda here? Why is he doing it?
Great question. You should ask him. He hasn't been real forthcoming with the conference. I mean, a day ago it was we were going to do a rule. On Friday when we left, we'd get the language on Saturday. Saturday goes by. Sunday goes by. Monday goes by. We got the language last night, and now they're saying we might vote on this as a suspension this afternoon, less than 24 hours before 1,580 pages were laid on our desk. That is not what the American people hired us and elected us to do, to vote on a 1,500-page bill less than 24 hours after it hits our desk.
Congressman Vivek Ramaswamy tweeted and said he's read all 1,500 pages, which I don't know how he could do that. I could never read that fast.
God bless the man that could read that in less than 24 hours.
But you know what he said? He said this thing could be 20 pages if you were just going to do the things to keep the government open. But it crams all sorts of things that are unrelated to funding the government. Now, I can't read 1,500 pages, but I bet you could write 20 pages in like 24 hours. Can't somebody write the 20 pages that he's talking about and do that bill instead of the 1,500-page monstrosity that is trying to be crammed through right now?
Yeah, we could, but our speaker is going to the Democrats to cut a deal with Democrats and not talking to certainly conservative Republicans in the conference that would do just that. Instead, we're giving trade relations, like trade issues with Haiti are in the CR, where that country isn't even run by a viable government right now. There's no democracy there. There's so many there's healthcare related issues in the bill. We're going to pay off the bridge in Baltimore that was taken out by a private entity that should be having to pay for that out of their insurance. There's all these Democratic priorities in this bill, and that is not what the American people gave us an agenda to do just 43 short days ago.
So, Congressman Steube, it sounds like you want to start off 2025 with a clean slate, and there's certainly a lot to get done. I mean, we're talking about Trump tax reforms, we're talking about border, we're talking about energy. Are you in favor of doing that all at once, one reconciliation, or do you think it needs to be broken out into two?
I personally think it would be easier to do the process of a reconciliation bill with one bill that has all of President Trump's priorities in it. You have to go through a huge process. The Budget Committee has to pass a budget resolution. Then you go into reconciliation. It has to lay all of that out. It takes forever for the Senate to go through their procedural hurdles to get things done. I think you're running the risk if you do two reconciliation bills, that'll be later in this year before you're getting to the tax package, and the American people aren't going to feel the effects of that until later into 2026. So I certainly think we should do everything that President Trump ran on, all of his priorities in one reconciliation package, get it done in the first quarter of next year so the American people can see that the Republican majority in the House and Senate are doing exactly what they asked us to do.
Congressman Greg Steube, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Great to see you.
Anytime.